Everybody's situation is a little bit different in their hospital, the flow of personnel, and how you have your facility set up for the surgical OR. So it's really hard for me to say, do these 3 things and you'll lower your infection rate. But some of the ones that seem to commonly come up are using prep bowls for your rough prep and your surgical prep. And it's the same bowls that you're using to place IV catheters or even prep wounds. So it's really important to have a separate bowl in the rough area or even a separate surgical bowl for your sterile scrub. So just to keep them separate from the main population so it's less hands and less dogs touching those sterile bowls, or cats, sorry, touching those sterile bowls for the prep. So it's nice to have them isolated so you're less likely to move bacteria throughout the hospital and end up with a nosocomial infection. One of the other things that you can do in the surgical OR, close the door. Having that minimized airflow, minimizing the amount of people that pop in and tell you so-and-so is on the phone to talk about a client, that decreases the amount of airflow going around and the amount of bacteria that gets on the wound of the surgical patient. One of the last things that is a hot topic, and you may already be using it, the World Health Organization recommends using the alcohol-based sterile surgical scrubs for surgeons' hands, no longer using the brushes. The brushes can abrade your skin and leave little areas, tiny cuts that you won't see that bacteria are more likely to grow on. So by using these alcohol-based surgical scrubs like Sterilium and Avogard, then you're less likely to have that contamination. Now all bets are off if you have fecal material on your hands, then you need to wash them. But consider switching. It frees up your time, it's 3 minutes instead of much longer, and it may be cheaper for you in the long run than keeping surgical prep sponges around.